Hi, Sachsenhausen. Polonia gwarna, parna, Germania richtig dicker Heil. Sachsenhausen. Wiertycie jak bambusik, trupie łebki to kaktusy Heil. Es lebe Kohle der Kampf.
Welcome to Descendant Stuff, a podcast by and for the descendants of Sachsenhausen prisoners, working together to uncover the unanswered questions of its history. Sachsenhausen was a Nazi concentration camp located in Oranienburg, Germany, used from 1936 through April 1945. It was used as a labor camp, with a network of subcamps and worksites around the region, as well as a prison camp, death camp, medical experimentation center, and SS training ground. It was also the administrative center for all Nazi concentration camps. We are Jakob, Kelsey, and Nicole, three descendants of Sachsenhausen prisoners. Though our relatives were imprisoned for different reasons, we've discovered we have much in common. In each episode, we interview other descendants, researchers, and even survivors, sharing stories, memories, and research to build a clearer picture of the past, one that goes beyond the records. Through these conversations, we honor those who suffered and died at Sachsenhausen and strengthen our collective understanding of our own ancestors' experiences. This episode was recorded during the commemoration for the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Sachsenhausen in our podcast studio in Tower A, with special assistance from the Sachsenhausen Memorial and Museum. Mykola Urban is a survivor of Sachsenhausen and usually lives in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Due to the Russian attack on Ukraine in 2022, he became a refugee and currently lives in Switzerland, where he met Swiss journalist Maria Kafantari. When Mykola decided to visit Sachsenhausen for the 80th commemoration of the liberation in May of 2025, Maria came along. In this interview, Kelsey speaks with both Maria and Mykola.
This is Maria from Switzerland. I'm a journalist and I follow Mr. Urban, who is a survivor from the concentration camp Sachsenhausen. He is currently living in Switzerland because he's a refugee, because he's from Ukraine. So he fled the war 3 years ago now. And I interviewed him a few months ago and he told me his whole story about the camp and everything. I made contact with Sachsenhausen here. And so I got in touch with the people. They got in touch with him. They invited him here. And he accepted. He's here now. And I followed to see what's going on here, to talk with him about being back and how that makes him feel and how he's feeling in general. When the war began, he was helping Ukrainian soldiers who were against the Germans. So he was the resistance. He was giving them food. And one day they caught him on his way back home. And they sent him to Sachsenhausen, and he was there for half a year in the main camp. And then they put him in another camp outside next to a factory who was producing engines and other things. And he was working there for 2.5 years. And that was in Marienfelde, so a little bit outside, an hour. That was the rest, the 2.5 years he was there. So he was 3 years in total there. 42, 45. He was 17 when he got in, so 20. When he got out, he was freed by Soviets, and then he fled with them and joined the Soviet army in the fight around Berlin against the Germans. And yeah, now he's 100 years old. He was living in Ukraine, and then 2022, the war began. So I think he fled in the first weeks, if I ever remember correctly, and he came directly to Switzerland. And that's where I met him. And ever since, he's there in a home for elderly refugees. It's very nice to talk to him or with him, even though I don't speak his language. We always talk with 3 other people around who translate. It's always fun. He's very nice. He always gives you some snacks, little sweets at the beginning. At the end, we always drink wine together. He always brings chocolate, so he's a very sweet person, very cute, very nice, and happy. Even though everything that happened in his life, he's very optimistic. And one time he said he still wants to find a girlfriend. He's ready. He doesn't want to be alone. So yeah, he has a lot of energy. Well, he remembers the sleeping situation. That's something he remembers. He remembers the food and that it was just watered down, so nothing basically. And he remembers the fence, and that's it. He didn't talk a lot about it. He once said to me, it's not a place where he was suffering, it's a place where he won for him, so it's not a dark place.
Hello,
Yeah,
Natalie.
hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm a
Yeah.
descendant. Yesterday we got to speak with Maria and she shared your story. And I'm so excited you're here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you a question as a descendant of a prisoner, and we have almost no information about the person who died here because our whole family was erased. I just wonder what you would tell your own family of descendants that might help us as descendants understand your perspective.
Конечно, я переживаю за то, что вы родственники, вы, конечно, потеряли.
Of course, I'm very sorry for you, for your family that was completely erased, that you had this loss of your family.
Ну, вам в дальнейшем, конечно, не позволяли, уже вы тоже не позволяли злу как-то появиться, а бороться со злом, как говорится. Добро победит все равно зло, как говорится. И мир наступит, и дружба между всеми народами, я говорю.
I can tell you that please don't let evil go through you. If you face the evil, the bad, don't make it go forward. Please make that the good things gonna win over the bad things, and the peace will come over the world.
У них свой этот накопитель или как для интервью, и они личные, да.
If you it's a personal interview, like for yourself, yeah.
We have a podcast that is descendants interviewing other descendants, so we can share information in our community.
Не, ну мы с Украины, а вы тоже с
I'm from
Украины?
Ukraine. And you, what about you?
А вы откуда семья у вас?
Where you coming from?
Украинская?
I am coming from the United States,
Yeah, is America?
from Oregon.
Is Oregon? And your family?
Род
But
откуда?
your
Откуда?
roots,
Род.
where they're coming?
Корни
Yeah.
родственные.
roots.
From Stettin in Poland. My great uncle was arrested. My family is Jewish. He was arrested as an asocial in June 1938, and he died in barrack number 40 1 year, 7 months later, in January 1940.
Да, очень, конечно, печально.
I'm so
Ну,
sorry for you.
Ну, я думаю, что вам надо, конечно, крепиться и
Please be strong,
действовать.
and I wish you to be strong. I'm so sorry for you.
Ну, и давать пример, ну,
Be an
хороший.
example of yourself, like to
Да,
Just be
хорошей
example.
благотворительности да.
I'm very grateful for you taking the time. It's been very precious to speak to you.
Мы очень содействуем вам и благодарны за то, что вы
Thank you so much for you, for your
общаетесь.
that you're here and you remember this your family, and it's very precious for us as well.
Спасибо вам большое.
Thank you so
за
much.
это.
Thank you. Thank you.
Будьте здоровы. Желаю вам жизни, долголетия и счастья. Вам и вашей семье, и всем родственникам, да, и всем, с кем вы общаетесь. Да, всему даже, всему человечеству также желает. Так же, как Иисус Христос говорит, делайте добро людям, и придет, и Он сам скоро придет. Второе пришествие будет Христа, который прогонит сатану, и добро победит зло, и будет на земле мир и покой, да.
I wish you health and happiness. Actually, I wish it for all the people all over the world. And as our God said, that the peace will gain over the prevail, and the peace will come over the world.
Thank you.
Heil Sachsenhausen. A jak będę jutro wzdychał lewą nóżką, ci zawtikam. Heil, es lebe Gold, o Kampf.